Okay. Alright, hello. Hi, I am Spantopia Rosè, but you can call me Span. How are you? It is Q&A time, yes. So I was very frustrated this morning because today is the only time that today I was going to do softly spoken. I'm sorry. Hello. Hi, I am Spantopia Rosè, but you can call me Span. How are you? I was very frustrated this morning because I was gonna film this today because this is the only time that I have to film, and all set up, ready to go. Then poof, couldn't find the little piece of plastic, the little piece of plastic that attaches the camera to the tripod. So you are stacked up on so many books right now, so many books. So if you wobble, that's why. Anyway, hi, how have you been? I am going to be doing a Q&A today because it's been 12 months. It's been a whole year. It has been a whole year since I started this channel, and who expected this? Blah, blah. I'm so uncomfortable. I'm so nervous and a little bit embarrassed still. But so it's weird how you can be doing something like almost consistently for a whole year, 12 months, and still not feel comfortable, 100% comfortable doing the thing. Anyway. I have my questions on my laptop over here, so I'm going to be looking at questions over that side and then answering over this side. I was going to print them out, but I never got round to doing that, so mainly because I was like, paperless office Span. I'm not, because I'm an artist. Anyway, the first question, thank you all so much. Thank you so much for all of your questions and for voting on this, which is really the easiest option for me because I just get to answer whatever you ask me. But yeah, thank you for choosing this in the poll and then following up with questions. So without further ado, the first question, or the first comment I got on my Please Ask Me Questions video that I put out on YouTube was from David, and it says, first, good work, David. David is amazing at getting in first with the comments. He's real good at it. Good work, David. Right, so the next question says, hi Span, oh my god, I can't believe it's already been a year. I'm so proud of your epic milestone. What's your favourite TV show you're currently into? And music taste. Love always. Love you too, Night Fury, that is from Night Fury 500. I can't believe it's been a year. When I worked out that this milestone was coming, I was like, that can't be true. I've got some maths wrong there. That cannot be so. But it was so. I'm strangely proud of myself for this too. Yeah, so thanks. Thank you. Right, what's my favourite TV show that I'm currently into at the moment? I'm kind of into Jane Austen at the moment. I just watched a show called Sanditon, and it is based on a novel that Jane Austen never finished, and it's just really cute and nice, and yeah, from that era, that time period. It's a period drama, and yeah, I really enjoyed that. And apparently it's getting two more seasons, so I'm keen on that, and I want to do some fan art of that eventually. I haven't done any fan art for a while because I've been big on my themes at the moment, but yeah, I'm very into Sanditon and period dramas. However, at the moment I am watching Resident Alien with Walsh in it from Firefly, and it's funny, it's odd. I really, yeah, no, it's good. I like it. I've only 2 episodes in, but three episodes in, but it's good. So that's what I'm doing at the moment. A music taste now. music taste. This is a much more difficult question than you would think. So I guess I'm gonna say like alternative punk rock. My favourite band, well, I don't really know what my favourite band is, probably Imagine Dragons. I'm not very good at music taste. A lot of my music taste comes from the people around me, and I had one friend in particular who would, I would base all of my music taste off what she was into, and then recently I'm like, do I even like this music? I don't know. But my two favourite songs are Demons, that's where my demons run, and I'm on top of the world, hey. I also like Say Geronimo, but that's by a different artist that I can't remember who they are at the moment, different band. Shepherd? No, I don't know. Also I found a band that was called The Strokes, maybe? Anyway, I've got a playlist and I basically listen to the same 147 songs on repeat, and a lot of them are from the 90s. I hope, yeah, I don't know what my music taste is. Right, so the next one is from Maya. The next three are from Maya, which I'm going to not be able to pronounce. Maya Huel? I'm going to call you Maya. Thank you so much for your comments, by the way. What is my favourite genre of music? Again, same question. 90s pop. And black fingernails, red wine. I like to sing red fingernails, black wine. I want to make you all mine. Yeah, I have found myself listening to the radio since I've started to drive, and I am not very into the music tastes of today. Let's just say, but yeah, I think probably like just punk. Right, so Maya also asks, favourite thing to create, whether it's in the form of creating or a specific thing you like making. Ooh, it's the form of creating. What's my favourite thing to create? Art. I really like anything creative. I love creating, but I really like creating like physical items. So I think I'm best at digital art, and I think I'm quite good at creating digital images, but it's not my favorite thing to have created. I'm like, oh yeah, it's cool that I've done that, but when I'm actually making things, I like, is the word visceral? visceral things. So like physical paintings and wood burning. I love wood burning, that just having that physical hands-on texturing sort of hands-on contact for art. So like watercolors, acrylic paintings, pyrography, all of that. Love all of that. The next question that you ask Maya is top 3 favourite things about myself. This got deep. This is gonna get deep. Okay. What are my favourite things about myself? I'm gonna say physically, favourite thing is freckles. I enjoy that I have freckles. Favourite things about myself. The fact I create things, artist. I'm an artist with freckles. That's 2 great things. One other thing about myself. I don't know. That's why I have you. I'm gonna say humour. I don't know. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for those questions. We have so many more. We have. What are your top favourite things about yourself? Who are your favourite ASMR creators now? My favourite ASMR creators are Erin from ASMR Soundwaves. She just makes amazing sounds and I love her. We have, I've forgotten his real name, but Linksasmr. He has an amazing voice and he does great rambles. I like AlyKat's Tingles ASMR. I feel like there's so many more that I watch and I can't think of anyone's name. I think there's like Underground. I think his name is Underground ASMR or Basement ASMR. Oh, I really should have prepared answers. Why am I doing this off the top of my head? I had a week or 2 to prepare and completely unprepared. Gibi. I don't actually watch that much of her anymore, but she's amazing. And obviously Goodnight Moon. Goodnight Moon is just delightful. I'm not as much into her now as I used to be, but her role plays at the Babblebrook Inn, they're great. They do it for me every time. And Marno. But Marno and Goodnight Moon are like god tier next to GB for me. Gibi for next to GB for me. So there's like GB, Goodnight Moon, Marno, and they're like, oh, and then there's like AlyKat and ASMR Sound Waves and Links, and I feel like there's one more that I've been really into right now and I can't remember his name. He did like a dark thunderstorm and stuff. He was in the collab I was in. Oh, I feel really bad for you. I should look it up. Texas Tingles ASMR. I will link in the doobly-doo for this. Link in the doobly-doo. What is my favourite type of cheese? Well, you may well ask that, Maya. I don't really like cheese that much. I'm not a huge fan of cheese. I actually do mozzarella. So I like the least cheesy cheese. I can do Colby. I don't like tasty. I mean, I will eat it if it's like, I don't know, on top of a pizza, or that's usually mozzarella, delicious. But like melted cheese, I like, you know, I don't like cheesy cheese. I would not be upset if somebody was like, you can never eat cheese again. I'd be like, meh, okay. I'd be like, yeah, cool, okay. The only thing I would miss it on really is pizza and cheese toasties. And most of those are just mozzarella, the blandest cheese you can find. So, my biggest pet peeve. Yeah, so many things that peeve me. My biggest pet peeve. The wind, maybe just the wind. Like, because I love the wind, but I also get really irritated by the wind, and yeah, so I think a pet peeve isn't like something that really annoys me, but a pet peeve is like, oh yeah, I kind of like it, but it really annoys me, and that's probably wind. Yeah, okay. And then Maya says, sorry for the spam. I figured you'd like some variety, lol smiley face. I love variety and I love extra questions, so thank you. No spam. It is just a good amount. I enjoy it very much. So then we've got Ariel, who is a delightful person and patron of mine, and I just think she's delightful. And she asks, what's my favourite fruit? Pineapple? Probably pineapple. It's the only fruit that I will like willingly eat. I also like imperial mandarins, but not like as much as my mum does, who will eat one every single day that they're in season. I don't eat a lot of fruit, and I know I'm supposed to have 2 serves of fruit a day minimum, and I never get there. But yeah, pineapple. I love me some pineapple. Pineapple. Can you draw a little frog? Yes, I can draw a little frog. One moment. Okay, so I really should have been more prepared for this, but can I draw a little frog? Yes, I can. Now I have a design. Here's one I prepared earlier. This is Tony. He is a very sad little frog. He's a sad frog. He has depression. Tony the depressed frog. This is a character I made up and I just adore him so much. Yeah, but I can also draw you a better frog. These are just little scraps of paper that I have lying around. So I was just gonna I'll get something to lean on, but you're standing on them all. So yes, I can draw a little frog. I'll just lean on this whiteboard that I have here. And I'll get a green pen, because frogs are green. Fogs frogs. My boyfriend's actually been painting a whole army of miniature frogs, of little frogs. Oh, I should have put the picture up. I wonder if he'll let me. If he concedes, I will put the pictures up of his frog army here. But yeah, he's been painting the miniature frogs, so I will draw Tony first, just to, you know, loosen myself up. Oh god, what's he look like? He's just got, I didn't connect his, alright, and then his eyes. And then just scribble circles. This is Tony. Tony the depressed frog. But let's try drawing a cuter frog for you, hey? Let's try doing something a little bit nicer, so. I feel like this is one of those things where I should have looked up what a frog looks like. How's that? How is that? How's that? That's terrible. Let's look up what a frog looks like. Frogs. Alright, we could do a cute frog. Alright, so this is what a frog really looks like. Ready? Oh, they've got really weird eyes, don't they? They kind of have cat eyes, actually. Who knew? Alright, and then they've got like this. Alright, and then it comes down like that. And then into a big smile. And then down like a ribbity frog. Do they have a nose? Do frogs have noses? Do frogs have noses? Do you know if frogs have noses? I think they're just like little, just like a little, that is terrible, that's terrible. Let's draw, how do you draw a cute frog? Alright, so if you want to draw something cute, you give it big eyes. And you give it a little happy mouth. And then to make it a frog, you like give it that face shape. Now it just looks like a cat. It looks like a cat. Can you hear the wind? Wow. I think the answer might be no. I cannot draw a cute little frog. I can just draw Tony. Alright, let's do like a cute rounded. Let's like do like a chibi. Like a chibi. So you do like a big circle, right? A chibi frog would be like big eyes up to the sides, right? And then a cute little mouth. And then a big round belly. And then how do you do a frog body? So like, I really enjoyed the I am terrible at this. I feel like frogs have spots. Do frogs have spots? No. I'm gonna work on this. Ariel. And then maybe we could try a realistic one. We could try a realistic frog drawing, right? So if we want like a more realistic this is hard. Okay. I should have practiced. Let's do one more frog. One more froggy. Froggy walk. So frogs kind of have this arched back, right? And then they've got this head that comes out like that. Which means their eye would be like here. Right? Which have those weird frog eyes. Which would make their little nosy bit here. Which would make the smile. Wow. Okay. But the little top of the eye there is kind of like that. We'll bring that around. And because they've got sort of comes up and then down and around. I was like, let's do a realistic frog. What have I got? It doesn't look anything like a frog. Alright, so you've got this sort of back leggy thing happening here. Which will have the weird, they've got that weird sort of feet thing going on. And then their front leg sort of comes back and then down like an elbow, doesn't it? So it goes down like that. And then their belly sort of thing under there. It's a fat frog. Alright. He's going to do this weird. Yeah, so I changed my answer. My answer is no. I cannot draw a little frog. Look, we gave it our all. We tried. Great question, Ariel. I really enjoyed exploring that question. So unless it's like super stylized, then no. I'm quite bad at drawing frogs. All right, so I would turn out. Let's see. All right, can I draw a little frog? Not really. Thank you, Ariel. What else? What else do you ask? What's my favorite road sign? A stop sign. I love stop signs. I have one. So once upon a time, I forgot I was doing softly spoken. So once in my old house, there was a big storm, and I don't know. It was like windy and rainy, and there was like lightning. I don't think the lightning struck the pole, but the street sign fell off. It fell off, and it was massive. It's like this big. It's like this big. It's quite large. I have it at my apartment still. I think it might be illegal to own such a thing, but it was rubbish, so I cleaned up the street. Yeah, and it's really cool, and it's covered in stickers, and it's used to be on the back of the door in the apartment, but then fell off because it was very heavy. But yes, stop signs. I like stop signs. Right, what else? Interesting question. What's your favourite stop sign? Let me know in the comments below. I mean, what's your favourite road sign? I also really like the trains, the like yellow signs with trains stamped on them. And one of the questions in my L test was, what does this sign mean? And one of the questions was, and one of the answers that was Antiques Train Museum on Side Road, and I just thought that was hilarious. Anyway. So those are my two favourite signs. What are yours? Alright, the next one is, do you like to cook or bake? No. I do cook dinner quite often, and I will bake something delicious every now and then, but I don't love it. I'm quite bad at it. Things often go wrong. Not so much recently. I've been getting a lot better at cooking, but when a couple of years ago, everything I cooked just congealed. It just went gross. It went gross. So I've had a lot of bad experiences with cooking, and I always end up burning myself in some way or another. I'm just really clumsy, and following instructions is sometimes a bit messy. I'm very messy. But yeah, no, I don't love cooking or baking. I like eating cookies. I love eating. Okay, so the next question. Thank you so much, Ariel. Thank you, Ariel. Thank you for your questions, Ariel. Okay, so the next question touched my heart. This is from Megan Naomi. Now, Megan, I love you, Megan. Okay, so how do you deal with people dulling your shine? I have a similar childlike enthusiasm to you, and every time I'm outside, I'm like, oh my gosh, look at the flowers, look at the clouds, or the moon, and I often find that my friends think my wonder and appreciation is silly. So, Megan, I filmed a answer to this, and the short version is what is the shorter version? Are they your friends? People who think that seeing a pretty flower is something silly, they are the people who need to see the pretty flower the most. So if you've got someone who's too busy, busy to notice the little things, they need people like us, like you and me, to point this out for them, because otherwise they're going to miss it. They're going to miss the autumn leaves. They're not going to know how beautiful the moon was last night. They're going to not really appreciate how luscious green grass is. And that's just sad. They need people like us. But by the same hand, don't ever feel pressure to be that person. Like, if you're just not feeling the vibe of being like, oh my gosh, look how pretty the flowers are, then don't point it out. Don't feel pressure from other people on how you should act. It's one of the hardest things in life, well, for me anyway, is understanding that there is no should. Like, people dull your shine doesn't mean you should change for them. Like, that is such a hard concept for me. But I think it's very important that we be enthusiastic and we have the wonder and just the appreciation of these things. And if other people are too short-sighted or self-involved, or I don't know what it is, to not appreciate when we make them see things, then they're not the people I want around me. And they're probably the people who need it most, but they're not the people that I don't need to change them, and they don't need to change me. Want or want not. If I want to tell you the moon is pretty, I will tell you the moon is pretty. But I think if you want to keep these people in your life, if you don't want them to dull your shine, just have a conversation. Talk to them, and tell them that. Just tell them that. Tell them that they are dulling your shine when they try and infantilize you. Let's see where it goes from there. I'm 100% sure they will feel uncomfortable at you pointing it out, so it will be an uncomfortable conversation to have, but they shouldn't be making you feel bad for being a positive person. That's just... There is nothing wrong with positivity and appreciation and wonder and awe and joy, and even if you're depressed, you can look at the clouds and be like, God, they're beautiful. That is one of the best things a person can do, in my opinion, for themselves and for the people around them, if they point that out. Anyway, Megan, I have this question just... It also built up my self-esteem a little bit. So if I go back to that question that said what are the 3 things, this is one of the things that I enjoy about myself, is having the ability to notice the little beautiful things. Yeah. And then having the goal to point it out to the people around me, and also the people who bring me down. I don't hang out with them anymore. I don't have room for negativity, because part of my self-care is surrounding myself with people who are very accepting and enjoy it, and also do the same. So maybe there will be some leaves that I didn't see because I was looking at the clouds, and then we will both get to see both things, and that's just magical. I love that. Anyway, I think, how do you deal with people dulling your shine? I don't deal with them. If somebody actually brings me down, if I'm hanging out with someone, I'm such an introvert that I'm just going to be like, not see that person again. It's not worth it for me. I don't need that validation from other people. I do. That's why I make these videos as well. But different people. I pick my people. Yeah. And also, if people think you feel silly, just be like, yeah, I'm the silly friend. Adopt that. Lean in. That's what I'm really trying to do, is lean in to who I am. I've always been a lot like, oh no, I don't want to be seen as silly. Now I'm like, yeah, I'm silly. Yeah. So, the other half of this question says, also, as a fellow lover of quotes, please tell us your favourite quotes. Love your videos. Thank you. I actually quite enjoy my videos as well. lover of quotes. So my favourite quote, my favourite quote, hands down, of all times is an Oscar Wilde quote, and it is simply, "I love long walks, especially when they are taken by people who annoy me." And I think this rides very well on the back of the last question, the last statement I said, in that I don't deal with people who dull my shine. So if somebody I don't like is going for a long walk, then that means they're far away from me, and that is great. Thank you, Oscar. Other quotes I enjoy are all Oscar Wilde. I love him. I love all of his witticisms and hilarity. So I have a book of quotes. I have a book full of quotes, but I think it's at the apartment. I used to really enjoy quotes that were like, "Happiness is a state of mind, not a result of circumstance." But since then, I've been against that sort of toxic positivity, because sometimes your state of mind is not changeable. So you can't just choose to be happy if you're severely depressed. That's not always a possibility. And when I was younger, I thought it was. I thought, okay, I'm just going to choose to be happy, and then I would just cry all day because I couldn't do that. Anyway, that's a more of a philosophy thing. But I also like like quotes about like books. There is more treasure in books than all of the loot at the bottom. Oh, it's a Walt Disney quote. How does it go? There is more treasure in books than all of the pirates' loot in Treasure Island. Something like that. I can't remember. I'm so ill prepared for this. I'm sorry. I have failed you. Right. I might do a video of quotes. I'll collect up together my favourite quotes and say them in videos. That sounds like a good plan to me. Right, thank you, Megan. Underground ASMR. This is who I meant before, who I've been watching as well. I've also been watching Underground ASMR, but I tend to not comment on his stuff. I'm a lurker. So he has asked, do you have any spooky / paranormal experiences? Okay, yes. I have seen UFOs. My sister and I saw a jelly bean shaped silver object above the highway, just kind of hovering there. It wasn't really reflecting. I think it was silver. Would have been quite large. It was above the tree line, and we were driving and we both saw it, and we have no idea what that was to this day. No idea. I've been extremely freaked out by ghosts. I don't know if I believe in ghosts, but I've definitely been terrified by them. So there was this place called Coomber Cottage in Yass, which is the town I grew up in, and we used to do all sorts of like ghost nights and stuff there. And so those weren't as spooky, but there was this one room where the lights would flicker on and off, but there was no electricity problem in there, and also there were like scratches on the walls, and it was a creepy place. It used to be a hospital at one point, and I think it used to be a bit of a room where they would put people who were insane, and then they would scratch at the walls. So that in itself was creepy, and there was supposed to be a lady in white there, and often Hamilton Human stuff was sensed there too. But there was a room in this house, a perfectly fine sitting room. None of the cats would go in that room. Like, they were pet cats, they were friendly. You would pick them up, take them in that room, they would leap out of your arms and run out of that room, and that was spooky. I really didn't like that room. It was a beautiful room, made up all old, had great furniture. Absolutely terrifying. Yeah. I've also seen a crop circle. We've pulled over on the side of the highway out in rural New South Wales, and you could see, we didn't climb the fence because we were scared that farmers would shoot us, but there was a crop circle. It had the round circles all imprinted in, and we were like pulled over, freaked out, me and my sister again. Yeah, saw a crop circle. That's pretty cool. Okay, I think that's all I can think of off the top of my head at the moment. My sister's seen more ghosts than I have. Oh, this is spooky. A spooky, probably not ghosts, probably. Probably not paranormal, just psychotic. I have a really hard time sleeping, and I've had sleep paralysis before, and multiple times in my youth and childhood, not a lot, maybe 2 or 3 times, I've woken up. I've been unable to move a single muscle in my body, and standing at the end of my bed was a little old woman and like a 6-year-old boy, and they weren't there, but they were there. They were watching me sleep, and I couldn't move, and I couldn't scream, and I couldn't do anything. I just had to lay there and try not to look at these really creepy people that I didn't know. It actually spawned an idea for a book, which was completely different. They didn't really have an ominous vibe, but like, I was freaked out. Very terrifying. Yeah. I have a lot of nightmares anyway, so it could have been a lot worse. But also once I woke up and I was absolutely convinced there was a snake around my neck on my pillow. There was nothing there. But I was convinced, like I got up, I freaked out, I ran across the side of the room. But before I did that, I was in a bit of paralysis as well, where I couldn't move. And I was like, if I move, the snake will eat me. And then when I finally could move, I flung myself across the room and looked for the snake, and it wasn't there. Yeah, so actually I have a lot more spooky paranormal experiences than I expected there. Thank you so much, UndergroundASMR. Alright, Kara. Hello, Kara. Thank you so much for your continued support and questions and comments. So, the first question Kara asks is, how many hair colours have I had? What hair colour haven't I had is more of a question, which still I can't think of any. I started dyeing my hair in high school. I dyed it really like blues, purples, pinks. I've had green, reds, oranges. Yeah, I can't think of a colour I haven't had. I went a bright fluoro yellow once, like highlighter yellow. That was fun. Yeah, I have had nearly every haircut and nearly every hair colour I can think of, and I haven't been able to settle on one yet. Alright, do I have TikTok? Yes! I am new to TikTok. I have it, if so, what's my For You page like? So, my For You page like on TikTok, I'm Spantopia Rose. Am I? I'm either Spantopia Rose or Spanmade. Let's have a look. But yes, I do go on TikTok, and Spantopia Rosè is my name on TikTok. Sorry about that. And my For You page is full of neurodiverse people, especially ADHD and ASD, autism. And I get a lot of lesbian thirst traps as well, and I am not complaining about that. I get a lot of positivity, I guess, and people reminding me to like drink water and that sort of thing, and I love it. I get a lot of funny videos, funny songs, and music as well. It's quite varied, but generally it's just people who are genuinely expressing themselves, and I just love that. It's mostly queer LGBTQIA plus people, and neurodivergent people, and musical people. And I love it. I also get a lot of Canberra talk, which is fair because location based, but also I get a lot of like science. Like the other night I was awake at night watching this guy look at slides of moss water and finding water bears. What are those little bears called? Those things? Tardigrades. And it was just so fascinating watching this live video on TikTok of this guy looking at tardigrades in the little water. I got really nerdy excited about that. I fangirled over a tardigrade on TikTok. Love it. Yeah. so that's my TikTok. How was my day today? Oh, my day is good. Oh, I just thought I heard a reversing truck and I was like, what the hell? But it was the phone hanging up. Anyway, my day today has been quiet. My parents have gone to Wagga and I'm home alone for a little bit. So my sister's coming out a bit later and just having a quiet day filming. Thank you so much for asking. That's lovely, Kara. If you could do karaoke with one of your favourite singers, who would it be? I am quite bad at singing, as you may have got earlier, but I actually think I would do it. I would like to sing karaoke with Pink. Her voice, for one, is amazing, but she's also just like this really cool person that I would love to hang out with. And I think having a drunken night of karaoke with Pink would just be so much fun. I think it would be very fun. Alicia, can't remember her second name. But anyway, yeah, Pink. I also really like Pink, and I love Keith Urban as well. So I'm a very eclectic music taste in person. What's your least favorite ASMR videos to make? I think my least favorite ones to make are the ones that make me the most embarrassed, which at the moment are the ones that are like giving you facial attention. Actually, that's not true. I'm gonna make one that's like chin up for me, just chin up for me. Yeah, that's it. Hold still. I'm gonna be doing that, and I don't hate that I'm gonna be doing that. Like, my least favorite ones are probably medical role plays, which is why you've never seen one from me. I was gonna do an optometrist medical role play. I just have to take this off, it's giving me a headache. After I went to the optometrist, but no, too uncomfortable, didn't like it, didn't enjoy it. So my least favourite would be role plays, specifically medical role plays, and my favourite ASMR videos to make is probably rambles. Probably the rambles where I just check in and chat, just check in and chat. They're the ones that are best to make, because I can just get things off my chest, check in with you, have fun, I think I can be myself as though I'm having a conversation, because I am, but there's no one there physically at the moment judging me. And I think that my psychologist, my psych also agrees that it's really good for me to talk to the camera, because it's getting all of my conversation, all of my emotions, all of my ideas out into the world vocally, without me having to worry about what the other person is doing, saying, looking, trying to make eye contact, all of that. There's none of those distractions, so I can focus more on what I'm thinking, which I think is really lovely. So just rambles. Love me some ramble videos to make. I also really like the ones where I go outside in the rain, just because I love going outside in the rain. Do you have any painting tips for beginners? Painting. Do I have any painting tips for beginners? My advice for anyone of any stage, beginner, expert, anything, is to just practice. Just paint. So if you want to get good at painting flowers, paint so many flowers, just so many. If you want to get great at painting people, just paint people. Actually, for painting, one of my biggest advices for beginners would be to learn to draw. Draw every day, draw multiple times every day, as often as you can. Just sketch, draw, just get control over your mind to hand ability, because the better you can draw, the easier that translates into painting, and drawing is so much easier to clean up than painting, so you can draw more often. Get a sketchbook, keep it with you at all time, sketch out ideas, well, not at all times, but you know what I mean. Sketch out ideas for paintings, really master that communication between your hands and your mind, and then painting will get easier. And just practice. Just keep doing it. Even if you don't like it, keep doing it. There's a video I will link to in the doobly-doo as well, which is just advice about the gap. So there's always going to be, or hopefully, there will be a gap between what you want to create and what you are creating. And that gap means that your brain is better than your hands. So you've got to practice that connection between your brain and your hands to try and get your hands as advanced as your brain, because your brain often sees things that it's like, oh, I really wish I could paint that, and then when you do, it's just not as good as what you thought it would be. That's the gap, and that is a great thing to have because it means there's room for improvement, which is always a great thing, even if you think it's not. So my advice is practice and sketch. Okay, that is all I could think of at the top of my head, lol, but I can't believe I've been making amazing ASMR videos for so long. Keep up the great work, and I love you, Span. Illy, I love you too, Kara. I will keep up the great work. I really enjoy making ASMR, and now that I've cut back to 3 days, I'm more in advance. I feel like I'm more on top of things. I'm enjoying it more, so that is great for future prospects. So thank you for all your questions. That was amazing. The next question is from the dear AlyKat's Tingles ASMR. AlyKats. And she says, do you deal with insomnia / having a hard time sleeping? Yes. Yes, always. I don't remember a time in my life where I was sleeping soundly. Even when I was a baby, my mum would put me to sleep in the cot, and then she'd come and check on me, and I'd just be lying there awake. Not necessarily crying, but definitely not asleep either. And then all through childhood, I was not good at sleeping. I hated going to bed, couldn't get to sleep. I'd just be awake. Just everyone else would be asleep and I would not be asleep. And also now in my adult grown-up life, this whole time from childhood right up to now, I've had night terrors, nightmares, lots of struggles with sleeping. And now I've got the added bonus of pain in the morning. So I've always been bad at waking up in the morning, but this morning particularly had a really bad pain in my side. It was just real bad. I think it's the intercostal rib muscles, which I have injured in the past, and it must have been the way I've been sleeping the last few weeks, but it's just been, it's been bad. But yeah, I've got bad back, and I get all stiff and sore in the morning, and it sometimes takes a long time to warm up and for those muscles to really kick in and stop being so pained. So yes, I do have to deal with insomnia and having a hard time sleeping all the time, and I don't have a lot of advice on that other than good luck, Godspeed, and you are not alone. I'm just assuming that you have insomnia as well because you asked, but maybe you don't. Maybe you're one of the lucky ones. Alright, what are my future goals? What are my future goals? What are my future goals? My future goals are like my realistic ones or like my non-realistic ones. So I want to make more money making art and creating things. I feel like there is a great value in having sold artworks and making money via YouTube and stuff. I think that even though I despise money, I think my life would be a lot easier if I had more of it, and I also think it would be more validating to my hobbies or my passions such as this. So I just want to be recognised more in a monetary way for the art that I create. And in an unrealistic goal, that's my realistic goal, but in my unrealistic goal, I would like to write a book and be a published author. Now this is a goal I've had for such a long time, since I was a wee child, and I used to love writing, and I've started so many novels, and I run a blog about how to write your book over on Tumblr, ManicPixieDreamBoots. And I don't know, I've never written a book, I've never finished writing a book. I've started a lot and I've never finished any. But I would like to be a published author one day. Also, my future goals are always going to be in less pain and in a better mood. I want to be happy and pain-free, but those seem like completely impossible goals. So that's like the half obtainable goal, which is continue my art career, and then there's like the unobtainable goal, which is like become a published author, and then there's like the god tier untouchable goals, which is improve health and well-being. Hashtag priorities. Okay, so and the next question I'm gonna make you guess, so if you don't want to know, skip forward, but comment how old do you think I am? I feel much younger than I am. It is shocking to me that I got to this age, and then that I will continue to age. Is just, it's insane. How do people do this? It's not okay. I feel like I'm about, I don't know, I feel simultaneously like I'm about, 8. No, that's not true. I don't know, I feel old and young at the same time. But this question isn't how I feel. This question is, how old am I? So have you guessed? I love this question. I won't be offended. But I have been told I appear younger than I am, and that I act younger than I am, and I am 31, turning 32 in July. 32 in July, how did this happen? Time is a crazy, crazy thing. Alright, thank you, AlyKat. I also watch a lot of your videos and don't comment, and I feel bad for that. So I'm sorry. Alright, the next few questions are from Manish. Sorry if I'm saying your names wrong. So you ask, are you part of the LGBTQ plus community? And yes, I am probably pansexual, I would think. I'm very much equally attracted to boys and girls, or men and women, and everyone else in between as well. In fact, what I'm most attracted to, which I'm sure my boyfriend will be surprised to hear, is if there's a person and they are, and I can't tell what gender they are, like if they are so agender, then I am fascinated, intrigued. I am so, I love that. If I can't tell, I love that. So especially agender people, I think that I just love that idea of breaking down the concepts of what is gender. Anyway, yes, I'm pansexual. I used to go by bisexual. I think I'm pan. Very same to me. But I'm also demisexual, so I don't really understand sexual attraction very much until I really get to know someone. I'm like, I could not do a one-night stand. Like, if I didn't know this person and they wanted to just get in my bed for the night, I would not be comfortable with that at all. In fact, that is terrifying. But yeah, so I gotta really form a connection with someone before I want any sort of physical moreness. I'm very bad at talking about this, as you can tell. But yes, I am part of the LGBTQIA plush community. Plush. I think I already know the answer because, well, your channel is all about being yourself, which makes it so special and unique. Keep up the good work. Aww. Was that the answer you were expecting? A bit longer. But yes, it is very much about being yourself as well, because I'm also neurodiverse, and I think that there is not enough self-expression for neurodiverse people to be accepted in society. So I feel like it's almost another closet to be trapped in. God, I hate society. Anyway, keep up the good work. Keep up the good work. Thanks, Manish. Another question they asked is, do you enjoy playing video games? Yes, I don't play many.
Hi, just a quick little aside here from editing span. I forgot all about The Sims. I have a special interest in The Sims. I love The Sims. The Sims is life. I play The Sims multiple times a week, probably, usually. And I am obsessed. I've been playing it since I was like 11. And The Sims 3 is superior to Sims 1, but sorry. I play Sims 4 a lot, but Sims 3 is superior. It's better. Anyway, continue on. I just think it's really funny that you said, do I play video games? And I completely forgot about my very, very, very big love of The Sims. Okay, please continue.
I don't play many video games, but I absolutely love everything in the Zeldaverse. I've played all the way through, and I'm very excited for the next one, Breath of the Wild I'm talking about, but I don't own it. My brother owns it. I don't actually have it. I have a Switch for Animal Crossing, but I've recently stopped playing it. It got boring, and then I started to try and think of other games I could get, but everything's so expensive and I'm so poor that I don't have Smash Brothers and I don't have Zelda on my actual game, so I don't play. I don't know what to play, but I actually really enjoy watching other people play video games, and I think this is because I grew up watching my brother play and he was always so much better than me, so I really enjoyed. Anyway, yes, I like playing video games. I enjoy watching other people play more than that. Like The Last of Us, I watched a Twitch stream of somebody playing that instead of actually playing it myself, and I found that a lot easier to do. Yes, so next question. Ooh, good question. What do I watch on YouTube other than ASMR? What do I watch on YouTube other than ASMR? I watch art videos. I watch Sam Does Art. At the moment, I'm very much into Sam Does Art. He does great videos, and is just so good at art. Paulina Bright, although she's on Instagram, I don't know if I really follow her on YouTube much. But yeah, art tutorials, people talking about art, art diary flip-throughs, love those. Yeah, so I basically just watch art-related content, although recently I've been watching a little bit of Billie Eilish because I watched her Netflix documentary, and now, of course, I'm in love with her. I mean, I'm not really that in love with her, but I am fascinated by her. And I also watch Dodie. Dodie is just doddle. She's great. I've been watching her for so many years, probably almost since she started. She's put out an album. Love every single song, especially Rainbows. Probably link to that in the doobly-doo too. Let's see if I actually link all these things that I've said I'm gonna link. I hope I do. I hope I do. Anyway, what do you love / hate about yourself? So this question is, what do I love and what do I hate? Or is it, what do I love hate? Because one thing that I / love hate is my neurodiversity. I'm learning to love it, but it's hard. But one thing I love about myself is I wanted to say something like the fact that I do things anyway, but I don't actually love that so much. Like cried but did the thing anyway is another great quote that I love, but I kind of also hate that about myself because I've got to learn to stop doing so much. Slow down. I love my freckles and I hate my large size. That'll do. I hate my vanity. Alright. Thanks, Manish. Thank you. Alright, Emma, questions from Emma. If you could be any animal, what animal would you be? I would be a sea eagle, I think. Yeah, I don't really like fish, but I love the idea of flying and over the ocean and the storm rolling in and just being a bird. Or maybe a normal normal eagle would be fine, like a wedge-tail eagle or like a Rocky Mountain High eagle. I like the idea of being a bird, a big bird. But if you could have any animal, what animal would you own? There's a guy who has an animal sanctuary for lions in Africa, and I want to be him. He has this pride of rescue lions, and they heads are this big and they'll rub up against him, and I just it makes me cry. So if I could be that man and own a sanctuary for rescued lions, I would own lions. Where would be your dream house? Where would my dream house? My dream house would be in the mountains, I think. Somewhere with a spectacular view, and sort of trees, just trees, lots of trees, and like in a place where it snowed in winter but got warm in summer, but not too hot. But somewhere near water, like maybe a lake or a river. Yeah, in the mountains. Yeah, and secluded too, so not in a town, out of town, but not too far out of town. Do you know what I mean? Somewhere near an art gallery, but also far enough away that I can't hear any traffic. Yeah. I don't want to be able to see my neighbours. Would you want to go back to kindergarten if you could? Ooh. Yes and no. No, I hated school. Even in kindergarten, I hated school. I would not want to start again. I assume if you go to kindergarten, you then also have to go all the way through all of the rest of that bullshit, and I am not here for that. But I do love colouring crayons. I just really, even at that point, I hated school. I did not want to go. I don't like being in rooms full of people, even then. Yeah. Would you rather be invisible or fly? Both. Imagine being invisible and flying. Fly. I would rather fly. I would like to fly up into the clouds, and I would be terrified. I'm sure I'd be someone too afraid to fly, but yeah, I would like to fly. I would love to. I would soar up into the clouds over the cliffs when the storm is rolling in over the ocean, which is why I want to be a bird. Okay, next question. Oh, I love your videos so much. I watch you all the time, even in class. Naughty, naughty, naughty. That's very naughty. You're such a wonderful soul. I hope you have a great day. Oh, thank you so much. Emma, Emmy. Did I pronounce your name wrong? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But that is a beautiful compliment about my soul, and I'm glad that positivity is coming across. That's just, thank you so much for all of your questions. Thank you. All right, Megan Louise. What are my pronouns? Excellent question. Excellent. Thank you. My pronouns are she/they. I do not give a shit about gender. Actually I do give a shit. I think it's abhorrent. I don't like the constructs around masculinity and femininity and being male or female, and I think it should all just disappear and people should be whoever they want. If somebody was to give me masculine compliments, I would be happy with that. If people were to give me feminine compliments, I would be questionable, but I would be happy with that. I would not be offended in any way. If somebody was like, "Oh, you're so pretty," I'd be like, "Oh, thank you so much." If somebody's like, "Oh man, he's so tough," I don't even know what masculine or feminine compliments are, but I remember being a small child wearing overalls with the jumper and having the short hair and having a nun at church tell me I was such a good little boy, and my parents were like, "Oh, she's a girl," and I was like so proud of the fact that this nun thought I was a boy that I didn't I like it was a positive experience being called male, but then in high school we were going to these dance classes with school, and I was hanging out with the boys at the back in this big khaki jumper jacket and like obscuring all of my body. And at this point I had the boobs, like I was developed as a female, and this dance instructor was like, you boy there at the back, you be quiet. And she went off at me because I was being recalcitrant, as I was wont to do, because I did not want to be doing dancing in any state or form. And everyone else was like, she's a girl, and I was just like, yeah. And I remember that. I remember feeling the idea of how unfair it was to have been born female. But by the same hand, I'm not a guy. Like, I'm very clearly not male. So they sits really comfortably with me, but I have giant boobs, so, you know, I'm also female. That's just what I relate to. If there's a tick box that goes male-female, I would never feel comfortable clicking male. But if there's a other, I'll probably still click female. But she, they are my program pronouns. Thank you so much for asking, Megan. All right, Matt. Hello, Matthew. Matthew Blanchard. Hello. So, hi. I love the 3 emoticons. Very classic Matt. You can time travel to any period in time. Which do you choose? This is such a mean question, Matt. I would like to go all the way back to the dinosaurs. I would like to go back to, like, you know, just all throughout time. I'd like to go to before farming was invented, when society was different, when it wasn't hunter and gatherer. I mean, when it was hunter and gathering and not farming and agriculture, when society was just very different to the society we have today. I would like to go back to then. But then I'd also like to go back to Regency England, you know? Do I get to choose who I am as well, or do I just get to visit the time periods and have a look? Because if I just get to visit and I get to come back, then I'll probably go to the future and just have a look. But if I have to get trapped somewhere, I'd probably also get trapped in the future. What am I talking about? All of the past seems quite bad. Place to be stuck in. There's no utopia in our past. There might be in the future. You never know. That is a cruel, hard question. Oh, mad. Do I believe in soulmates? No. Maybe. Yes. I think, I don't know how to answer this. I think you can form a soulmate-like attachment to a person, but I don't think that there is one person on this earth that you should be with, that is compatible to you, that is your soulmate. There's not, like, I don't think there's just one. I think there's a lot of people who will have compatible souls. So yes and no. I think, yes, you can have a soul strength relationship, but I think that it's not just a once in a lifetime thing. I think there's more than one person in the world that you can bond your soul with. Ow, if that makes sense. I love romantic movies. That's not part of the question, I just feel like it should be. Right, would you ever want to visit space if given the chance? Yes. Elon, take me to Mars. I have this pact with my sister that if there is ever a submarine that goes to the Titanic, she will come with me, and if ever there is a rocket ship that takes us to space, I will go with her. I would love to visit the moon. I would love to go to space, be in amongst the stars, explore the universe. The spaceman, I want to be a spaceman. I just want to be a spaceman. So I'd probably go to the future. Yeah. Okay, so thank you, Matt. Oh, there's more. Which colour do you believe truly reflects your personality, and does this reflect in your art? Which colour do you think truly reflects your personality, and does this reflect in your art? I'm gonna say yes, it does reflect in my art, and the colour is purple. I really enjoy rich dark purples, and a lot of, if you look through my Instagram, a lot of it is sort of purple. It's not rich and dark always, but sometimes there is purple, like a lot of purple. And this painting up here, this picture, can't really see it, but I've coloured the sky and the stars to be very purple. And I think purple is great because it can be fun and exciting and happy, but it can also kind of be dark and morose and foreboding. Yeah, and I think that's that's where my demons hide. Yeah, so that is an amazing question. And what do I know about octopuses? But my favourite cheese is mozzarella. What do I know about octopuses? I know that if you chop their limbs off, the limbs will grow back. That's creepy. I know that they're very intelligent, and I know that if you put them in a jar with the lid on, they can unscrew the lid from the inside and crawl out of the jar. I know that blue ring octopuses are very, very poisonous and very, very pretty. I know that a lot of octopuses are quite small. They're just smaller than you think. Very small. They have 8 legs, and then that little paw thing at the side of their face. And I know that the giant squid has eyes the size of dinner plates. Did you know that an octopus and a... oh my god, what are they called? It's cuttlefish are from the same genus. They're all cephalopods. They're all cephalopods. Yeah, I know that octopuses can exist out of water. Weird. That's all I know about octopuses. I don't know what else I know about octopuses. Nothing, probably nothing. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Matt. I love your comments so much. So, Alyssa asks, what are your top 3 favourite ASMR triggers? And then Skylar Martin says, I was going to ask this too, Span, you should do the triggers while you talk about them too. Okay, guys. What are your top 3 favourite ASMR triggers? I like fast tapping. I think slow tapping is a little bit overrated, but I like fast tapping. And at the moment, I really love rambling, so it can be with tapping. I have this blush brush out because I am going to do a mic brushing video soon. I've realised I haven't done one for quite some time. I really like softly spoken / whispered rambles, so that's why I do so many of those. Another trigger that I like is when I can't actually do it at the same time. And that's called clay popping. I have bought some clay. I've bought some Fimo light air clay, which feels squishy. I also have some Play-Doh and some stronger clay that I already own, and I'm gonna try doing clay popping. I just love it, the crackling sound, and then the soft as well. I love it. I also like hand sounds. So that's more than 3, but I don't do enough hand sounds. I should do more hand sound videos. Right. Elisa also asks, if you could visit any place in the world, where would you go and why? I would go I don't know where, any place in the world, where would you go and why? I would go to the lion park that I was talking about earlier in Africa, but I also really want to go to Japan because they've opened a Nintendo World, and I am a huge fangirl, so yes, I do like video games, but they also have Studio Ghibli museum thing there, and I really want to go to that. So probably Japan. But also also Africa and safari tours, and yeah. I also really, really, really want to see the lights. I'd love to go to Svalbard. I would love to go to Svalbard, Longyearbyen, just you know, up where it's really cold and there's no people around and there will be northern lights in the sky in the nighttime. I would love to go there. And I would just love to capture an aurora. One day I'm going to go to Tasmania and I'm just going to stay there until I have photographed an aurora. Yes, that's a threat. Yeah, so thank you, Lisa. Skylar has more questions. Skylar says, what is your favourite style of art? I know you use all kinds of mediums and I'm curious if you prefer any over the others. So my favourite style of art is one that I haven't been able to do yet, which is like Sam Does Art and Paulina Bright, where they do portraiture, mostly of women, and just faces, and they kind of tell a story or have an emotion, and that's my favourite style. But my favourite style of art that I create, my favourite medium is probably hands-on things like painting and pyrography and watercolours. Not so fond of just like coloured pencils or textures, that sort of thing. Not so fond of that, but I do enjoy it. But I think my favourite medium that I prefer to use over the others, I like wood burning and I like painting and hands-on things, but I think I'm better at digital art. Anyway, yeah. Who inspires me, Skylar? Who inspires me? In what way? I am inspired all the time by lots of different people. Another quote that I love is practice reckless optimism, which I think was Hannah, you know, My Drunk Kitchen Hannah. I haven't been watching her a lot recently. I am inspired by all of the media I consume. I am inspired by people on TikTok. I am inspired by just anyone who does anything, really. I also am a little bit inspired by myself. Like, the more things that I do successfully, the more I'm like, I can be successful. So I do, depends what you mean. I'm used to be greatly inspired by my brother. I mean, I still am, but in a different way now. It used to be very much, I wanted to be as good or better than or impress my brother, but now I'm just like, no, I don't really give a shit what he thinks anymore. I'm good enough without his approval. God, look at this. Ow, ow, ow. Big pimple. Anyway, who inspires me? Just people, humans. Love unicorns, Have a few questions for me. This is going to be a long video. Strap yourselves in. What are your goals for your YouTube channel? Growth. My goals are to just keep being present, keep making ASMR, and keep being active in the community. So why did I do that? In the community. So not so much doing collabs with others, even though I do really enjoy doing that, and I might host some in the future, but also just like replying to comments, talking to people. Some goals for my YouTube channel are to be more open about my anxiety and my autism, because I have generalized anxiety disorder really, really badly, and I have ASD as well, and probably other neurodiversities that have not yet been diagnosed officially, but I think ADHD is probably one of them. But just being more open and accepting and willing to talk about everything that's going on with me and sharing that, because I want to fight the stigma around mental health and so many other things as well. But yeah, encouraging you to be yourself and encouraging me to be myself and expressing. I want to express what what I want to express and not what I think that society thinks that I should want to express. Does that just be yourself, I guess, even though I don't know who myself is. Just having a bit of an identity crisis, but I want to explore that on my YouTube channel. Keep watching. What is my biggest achievement so far in life? Okay, that just got deep. Love unicorns. My biggest achievement in life is probably being as mentally healthy as I am, which is not very, but I have been a lot worse than I am now, and I think my biggest achievement is not just giving up. It would be so easy to become an alcoholic, and I'm not an alcoholic, no matter what my boyfriend says. But like, the fact that I do still try to make art, the fact that I do get up and get dressed even though I am severely depressed, and the fact that I do put art in exhibitions and I do still want to do things. Just being me is a great accomplishment for something that just seems like the only thing I can be is actually one of the hardest things in the world to be. But also I have sold artworks, and I think that is just internationally as well, and I think that is one of the biggest achievements so far in life. Wow, tough question, really tough question. Thank you. I think just being me and doing art are my biggest achievements. Also getting my driver's license, that was hard. That was really hard, and it took me until I was 30, 29, 30, till I was 30 years old to get my driver's license. So I'm really proud that I managed to do that eventually, and it took a lot of people helping me to do that. Okay, did you ever get your wisdom teeth removed? And if so, how was your experience? Was it fast to fall asleep at the dentist? Okay, so there's a lot of questions here. No, I never got my wisdom teeth removed. I think they've grown in, but they had plenty of space because I was missing 2 teeth. I'm actually missing 2 teeth. 2 teeth never came down. My baby teeth never came out. I've always been missing 2 teeth. So there's plenty of space there for them to grow in, and on the bottom they just kind of pushed around, and now I have a snaggle teeth. Yeah. Anyway, sorry. No, I never got them removed. But I have been to the dentist before, but I've never been put under a dentist. But I did go to the hospital last week for a procedure where I had to be knocked out, anaesthetic, and it was very quick indeed. It was within like a minute, maybe 2. They didn't make me do the counting thing because they were talking to me and I was talking to them and asking questions, and then I just was like, I really need to sleep. And they did. They put me to sleep really quickly, and I was completely out of it. And I woke up quite not agitated, but like just confused. I was very confused upon waking up. And so it was fast to fall asleep, yes, under anaesthetic, but it also felt a bit rough for a couple of days afterwards. Yeah. But very, very good luck to you if you do have to go to the dentist. It is fast to fall asleep, and tell them that you're nervous about it first, is my advice. Right, so the next question is, what do you think is the safest way for animal control to catch a big bear that's on the loose in the neighbourhood? Oh, I guess tranquilizer darts. I don't know. It seems so harsh. I never thought about this before, ever. Just abandon the neighbourhood and let the bear have it. I'm very much against animal cruelty in any way. I think that the bear's health, well-being and safety should be preserved at all times. And I think humans should stay away and not antagonise. And if the bear does not leave of its own free will, then it might have to be tranquilised and moved. I don't know, that was a very interesting question. Okay, what colour socks do you currently wear, and are they matching or not? Or odd? Most people wear odd nowadays, and prove it. Prove it. Alright, so the socks I'm wearing are called all-day socks, and they are the only socks I wear at the moment. And embarrassingly, they are actually a pair. Take my socks off. disgusting. So they're size 7 to 10, men's all-day socks. Yeah, sometimes I wear odd in as though that this bit will be blue and this bit will be red, but apparently I am the person who wears paired socks now. It's as long as they feel the same and at the same length. Oh, my feet are cold now. Excuse me. So I have other socks that aren't all-day socks, but I only really wear all-day socks. They're very comfortable. You can wear them all day. So thank you so much, love unicorns, for that wide variety of questions. I love it. I love it so much, so much, so much, so much, so much. The battery is low, so I'm just going to keep going. We only have 2 more questions, but we'll see how we go. So the next one is by Night Fury 500. And you ask, how would you describe 2020 in 3 words? Oh, holy fuck. That was intense. Please, no. God, please, God, no. The world changed. So 2019, 2020, we had bushfires and plague. So it's the end of the world as we know it. Yeah, I stand by what I said. And also, please not again. Like, I don't want that to happen again. It was funny because 2019 for me was a write-off because I had really bad back pain. 2020 was a write-off because of the bushfires and the plague, and now 2021 is a bit of a write-off because we still can't really do much. So it just feels like my whole life is being written off because of this plague. So, and like my health and well-being is also all over the place. Right, so thank you, Night Fury. The next question, the last question isn't really a question, but I want to talk about it even though there is one bit about it that irks me. But I'm going to talk about it anyway. It's this person called YayIXLD, and they said, you look like the TikTok's radical vegan teacher but lesbian version. I love TikTok. I don't know who radical vegan teacher is, but I am more than happy to look like a lesbian version of them. I am not vegan. I enjoy meat and I crave iron. I think vegans are wonderful and doing wonderful things for the world, but you can't, it's not me, it cannot be me. So that comment's fine, right? You look like TikTok's radical vegan teacher but lesbian version. Love that, love it. But then next to that, they have an emoticon. And the emoticon is vomiting. And that makes it look like the rest of that sentence is supposed to somehow be an insult. Like, why? Like, did they choose the wrong emoticon? Are they trying to be insulting? Because it's not working. Like, thank you, genuinely. That feels like a compliment to me. It's just the emoticon that is problematic. Anyway, okay, happy 1 year, everyone. And hopefully I'll see you again in 2022 for the next celebration of our channel. Ow, those were great questions. My battery is low, both on the camera and in real life. So I will, I hope that you are nice, and I hope that you got all the answer that you needed, and if you didn't, ask me more questions. I'm always happy to answer questions. You know that. I always want to talk about things, always. So I hope that you are having a good